breast implants as to whether there were any hazards with regard to diving. And as a result, we decided we might do a study, and so we approached some of the plastic surgeons who we'd been working with.
Well, we found that basically in anything that the patient could survive, it wasn't going to be an issue.
Plastic surgeon Dr. Gregory Georgiade provided subjects for the implant pressure tests at Duke's hyperbaric lab. The results were convincing.
Basically what we have here is we have two implants that were initially the same size. And I expanded it by about 50%, which is the maximum volume expansion we could find in the studies we did, to show you what the implant would look like. And you can see it's 50% bigger. The implant could double or triple its total volume before the shell is ever going to break. So it isn't going to be an issue. And a patient that had this happen would have been dead because of the nitrogen bubbles that ended up in their brain with the bends long before the implant got to this size.
The myth of the exploding implant appears to be well and truly busted. Time for some frivolous food science.
Hey, the marshmallows are definitely expanding. They're lethal. Oh, hey, we have a rupture in one of our cream-filled cakes. Look at that.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. I'd say the snowballs are much larger now. They're coming off the plate. I think this just goes to show that if you're a paratrooper and you got one of these cream-filled confections in your pocket of your uniform, you better be careful. So, Heinemann, exploding implants, what do we get?
As far as I'm concerned, myth busted.
Oh, definitively busted, absolutely.
Coming up, danger at your home computer. Are CDs spinning towards destruction?
I couldn't take it. Oh, must test CD-ROM. It turns out that with the brand new extremely high-speed drives, they may actually be exceeding the structural capabilities of the CDs themselves and shattering them into tons of pieces, sometimes even leaving the computer.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're actually going to try and do this. We're going to try and speed up a bunch of CDs under a bunch of conditions and get them to explode in all sorts of spectacular ways.
I like that.
Yeah.
Along with the computer drive, they will adapt some high-speed tools to spin the CDs beyond 30,000 RPM. At that point, they expect to see critical failure.
You know, this could be dangerous.
Absolutely. In fact, sharp fragments of polycarbonate are going to be traveling in excess of like 700 miles per hour. I think to test to see if it can penetrate skin, we'll put our ballistic stummy in there.
I think so.
I think he's perfectly suited to sit in front of this computer and be abused. We are driving through Silicon Valley on our way to one of the largest computer recyclers in the Bay Area, and if anyone's going to have a high-speed, like 52-speed CD-ROM drive for us to test, it's going to be them. I need to get a couple towers to put these in. What I'm trying to test is the idea that, you know, these ultra-fast drives have actually exceeded the physical limitations of the CDs and shattered them inside the case. Have you guys ever had that happen?
There has been a couple cases. One customer in particular did bring back a CD-ROM drive. Had some contents rattling inside. As we opened it up, we discovered that the CD itself is shattered completely into many, many pieces. That's the one I remember notably.
Yeah.
That sticks out in my mind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, let's get this one. 140.
145.
Hey, how about that?
Okay. Good enough?
That's good enough.
Right.
Yeah. We'll take it back to the lab and destroy it.
CD manufacturers are aware of developments. David Bunzel from the Optical Storage Association has been tracking the story.
And it seems that much of it relates back to an article that was generated by a PC journalist based in Sweden. And he was able to do some testing that he suggested at 30,000 RPM, which would approximate a 52x CD-ROM drive, that they would explode. Over time, we've talked to various people in the industry, and it seems to be very difficult to replicate.
To replicate the CD shattering experience, Adam exposed some computer disks to the kind of treatment imposed on them by users. CDs that blew apart in computer drives may have been damaged by sunlight, corrosive spills, or normal wear and tear. To test this myth realistically, a few CDs had to be sacrificed.
Cracked, exposed to sunlight, 24 hours. Rubbing alcohol, microwave, off-center label, expensive, name brand, control CD. See how it does.
Speed is the key for busting this myth. Computer drives rated at 52 times will be spinning CDs at around 30,000 revolutions per minute. Some disks may disintegrate at this point. Others may require much higher stresses to induce failure.
What do you think about that?
Jamie's quest for more speed involves adapting electrical hand tools and fitting CDs where they weren't meant to go.
Oh no.
Is that sweet or what?
No, it's pretty special.
Worth a trip to the store?
How fast is it?
This is rated for 10,000 RPM, so I'm going to run the 30,000 RPM router into this and out the other side.
Are you sure that this is a balanced enough mechanism to handle 6 times its current load?
It says it's heavy duty.
Adam is cooking up a ballistics dummy to be placed in the shatter zone for a dramatic demonstration of possible injury. It's made from gelatin, a substance which, when set, closely matches human skin and flesh.
Wish I could understand why we can't get this to spin up to its full speed. We've done everything we can to get it to max out, and it may just be that the computer's not fast enough to read it as fast as 56 speed.
The budget computer failed with the latest 56 times drive, achieving only 20,000 RPM, nowhere near fast enough. It should be pushing at least 30,000. Jamie has another plan.
Frankly, I'm terrified of Jamie's drive. He's built the equivalent of a 300-speed drive in there. I don't want to be anywhere near it, and I'm really glad we have it contained in the blast chamber because the drive itself may fail catastrophically.
Jamie is adding more power to the equation. He's adapted a super fast motor and plugged it into a variable speed controller.
And this motor is set up to go maybe 90,000 RPM, if not for the drag on it. I'm guessing it might go like 80. Ought to go faster than it's supposed to, though.
Oh, this is cool.
Wow.
Look at me, I'm a god.
Doesn't look much like you, Adam.
Looks exactly like me. Look at that. You know, I've always wanted a 6-pack.
Coming up, fast rides and shattering results in the CD spin test.
That's a horror show.
Revving CDs up to demolition speed is the aim. Jamie's customized drive is about to get its chance.
Contact. Whoa. Oh my God. Faster, faster! That's all of it?
Yeah. It's only reading 20,000.
That might be as fast as it can spin something like a CD. The friction with the air makes it have to draw more amps in order to do it.
We'd do better direct drive right off of the router, and I know it would spin that up.
They're still unable to get to the required 30,000 RPM. But the workshop has other fast tools.
Lathe, 2,000 RPM. Bench grinder, 3,500 RPM. Dental drill, 60,000 RPM. Air turbine. I'm not sure how fast it's going, but it's awful fast. Ah!
None of those tools were suitable, so they purchased a tougher, faster router to direct drive some of the damaged CDs. Adam is convinced the CD he fried in the microwave will not withstand the forces.
All the way, baby. All the way. Come on. Yes. Could this be it?
Everything else is coming off.
Oh! Yes. It just goes to show that you shouldn't microwave a CD and then put it in your drive.
But what happened to the ballistics dummy?
Oh my God, that's a horror show. Look at this. It's embedded like 2 inches into his flesh. That's bad.
To imitate a computer drive, Adam and Jamie set up a high-speed run with a CD mounted in its plastic tray.
Ready? Here we go. That's 25,000, 24. See, I'd turn my computer off if it was making that noise. Oh!
Well, there you go.
We got failure at 25,000 RPM.
In the tray.
Absolutely, and that was a control one. We didn't damage that one at all. That CD was whole and intact.
Even the computer drive's metal shield is given a solid microwaved CD workout.
That's spectacular. Look at the damage it did to this case. I mean, it spread the sides out.
Yeah, little dent marks.
Yeah, it dented the steel.
It's like hitting it with a hammer.
If the high-speed 52 and 56 times drives are already causing some disks to shatter, what does the future hold?
I think what you're going to see in terms of increased capacity is going to be done more with different types of lasers, different technology unpacking the bits tighter on the disk. And their speed is not as critical of an issue, so you will probably not even need the 52X to be able to accomplish this.
You ready to ramp it up to double speed?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's go, Spin Man.
So far, most undamaged control CDs have withstood standard spin forces. Only one disintegrated. Slow-motion pictures show them warping, but not shattering. But Jamie and Adam want mass destruction. They switch from 110 volts to a potent 220. It's party time.
You ready, Baldy?
Wait. Okay,
Ready?
And unplug it right after you're done.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Next one. It's like lighting a match under the thing. Okay, next one. Next one. Oh, couldn't take it.
Plug it. I think it actually blew the router, though. We're done, I guess.
I think we've done a good day's work here.
Any day we create that much shrapnel is a good day.
That's astounding. I mean, it's like almost like Christmas. So listen, even if one blew up in your computer, would you be at risk?
No.
Why not?
Well, maybe if you open the thing up and put your eye right in there. But
see, that's just the sort of thing I might do.
Well, there are easier ways to poke your eye out, I suppose.
Now, are you worried about CDs exploding in your computers?
No. I have three computers that sit around me, and I don't sit there with any concern that I'm going to have fragments flying at me.
Given the millions and millions of CDs that are out there being burned all the time, and the maybe dozen cases that we've heard of this happening, it's pretty much almost a non-event.
I agree.
It's not something the average buyer has to worry about.
Highly, highly unlikely.
Entertain your brain anytime when you log on to Discovery.com. Coming up next, with the help of forensic science, the new detectives uncover clues that prove a death was not accidental, unbetrayed.